Okay, we're recording. Welcome everybody to today's Thriving Thursday. This is our weekly call where we invite people to come who might have curiosity around what we have with the Purium economy to learn more and see if it resonates for you. So we're going to be sharing stories, we're going to be sharing some information, and hopefully paint a picture for you of what so many people, the solutions that so many people are finding with this pathway for what they're looking for. And we are in a time right now. By the way, my name is Christina Amon. I've been partnered with this company, Purium, for over 5 years now. And it has been an incredible blessing. I'll share my story in a little bit. But what I really want to open up with is that we are living in a time really unlike any other time in human history. And so many people are having a moment to really evaluate or reevaluate, what kind of life do I want to be living? How do I feel about the life I have been living? How do I feel about what I've created? What trajectory am I on? And what trajectory do I want to be on? What do I want my future to look like? What do I want my children's future to look like? What do I want the future of this planet to look like that I pass forward to future generations? So drop a 1 in the comments if you're in this inquiry too. On a global scale, there's all kinds of labels for it. We have the Great Resignation, where, they're estimating that a tremendous amount of the workforce is just up and leaving, just saying like, enough, I'm done being on the hamster wheel. I'm done building somebody else's dreams. I'm done, reporting to a boss and having, my income be capped at whatever they decide my raise is, while, whole corporations and whole CEOs can create whatever kind of income they want to create for themselves. People are done being away from their families. People are done not fulfilling their own passions and purpose. People are done with a lot of things. It's such a transformative time in human history. And so here we are in this community of people who are providing solutions, finding solutions ourselves and providing solutions to so much of what people are inquiring about. And really getting clear, as people are getting clear on, well, what do I prioritize? What do I want to prioritize? When we start to remove financial limitation as the determining factor of our life, if we can even conceive of that, right? Because we've grown up, so many of us, and drop a 2 if this is you, so many of us have been conditioned our whole life. Go to school, obey, follow the system, get the job, hopefully get a retirement plan so that then one day you can relax and enjoy the fruits of your labor. That's certainly the only model I grew up with. And so then when we look at that and discover, well, where does my deep fulfillment come into that? How do I pursue my passions? And when we're in that model that I just described, it's very much the determining factor of where our life goes is determined by finances. And in that model, it's from a job that we qualify for from our education, right? So it's this whole trajectory. Drop a 3 in the comments if you've already left that behind and you've discovered the world of being an entrepreneur, that you've discovered the freedom of setting your own hours, your own what you're doing in your work, what you're creating, what you're offering, your goods and services, that you are the one setting that pace. So great, we have a whole bunch of entrepreneurs on here. So there's this sort of like there's a pathway we can go down to when we start to wake up and realize, wait a second, this is not what I was born to do. That, like I said, that model I described, straight out of college realized I'm not doing that. That's not at all anything I want to do. I don't see how I could possibly be fulfilled in that. And again, the models that I saw of careers just weren't exciting to me at all. But I didn't have another model. So, and you're going to hear from an amazing woman today. She and I have very similar stories where we chose to be farmers, and we have both studied regenerative agriculture and permaculture and models of basically restoring the earth to human living systems that are much more similar to how humans lived for a very, very, very long time before, kind of our modern industrial era. That made sense. When I learned about it, I was like, this just makes sense. Of course, this is what I'm going to do with my life. And I'm just not even going to worry about the money because this makes sense. This is what I have to do. So I just left the whole money thing behind because the only association I had with money was that school, job, career, retirement plan. And so I just said, I'm just going to farm. I'm just going to start to grow food and grow and build natural human living systems so that we can restore our humanity really in relationship with this earth. So, and I'll just share a little bit about my story. What I found in that model was number one, because we're still living in a current economic structure, there wasn't really much money to be made as a farmer. There's very little access to land as just a human being who isn't necessarily going down the career path or doesn't have some other, secret funding source, inheritance or investor or something like that. The ability to just go out and get land to grow on is not an easily accessible thing, let alone develop the land with all the infrastructure, because most of our development has gone into suburbs and urban development, and not necessarily the kind of systems I was learning about and studying. So drop a 4 in the comments if you're also somebody who has recognized there's another way for us to live and cohabitate and even share and exchange energy as humans that's different than maybe what you grew up with or what you've been exposed to. And drop a 5 if you declare yourself as a participant in shaping what that world can be. Okay, great. Yay, we're in good company. And if you're not a participant in that, but you're like, I just want to see it happen, that's great too, because we do need to all see it happen. We need to live, in my humble opinion, in a world where every human being is able to live their birthright of clean air, clean water, good food, health, fulfillment, celebration, culture, dignity within who we each are as a human. So all of that is I truly believe accessible to us when we get enough people declaring themselves as participants in shaping and creating this. Now here's the kicker. From everything I've seen and know, money is an incredible tool to create and shape that world, just as it has been a tool for people to create and shape a different world that we're not necessarily on board with. So when we can help the people who are looking to create that world, like myself, Daniela, who you're going to hear from shortly, and so many of you who are speaking to this, when we can help those people become fully funded to be resourced to protect the land, to develop the land, to create community services that support people in a way that perhaps our government services are lacking, right? So many of the ways that we can protect natural resources, protect sacred resources, get land back into the hands of the indigenous people who are the true heirs of the land and who's, in their ancestry has known how to care for the land and resources. So many of the ways when we can help regenerate the soil and bring back balance to the food that is being grown with the nutrition, so many good things are going to come for all of us, right? So this is the mission that I'm on, is to fully fund the people who can see the world that we're creating and shaping, the one that we are excited to pass on to future generations. And we have a lot of work to do, right? So part of what we're doing is helping transform people's personal financial realities on an individual basis, one by one, to equip ourselves with the resources to, number one, live life in a way that we are really designing and architecting the life that we want to live personally, which probably means more self-care, more nervous system relaxation, more time and presence with our families, slowing down from the draw of the rat race, which is, on this hamster wheel of just such fast acceleration right now, but just being able to pull out of that trajectory and live a life full of fun and adventure and maybe deeper healing of our, generational wounds, or whatever that means to you. And go ahead and drop in the comments, actually, what does that life look like for you on a personal level? If your life had no financial limitation, if you can even imagine that, what are some of the key specific details that would shift for you? What does your home look like? What does your family look like? What does your activity on a day-to-day look like? And how does that feel in your body? I just love asking that question. So that's what we're here to do, is help people, first of all, tap into this vision that you're all putting into the comments here. So beautiful. Traveling, world schooling, supporting local grassroots initiatives. Yes. We're here to help people not only get clear on what that vision is, but create the personal financial revolution that you can actually make that happen on a real, material, concrete, soon timeline aspect. So drop an 8 if you're here for that. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help support people. So many of the leaders here are here to help you and mentor you to create what so many of us have created and are continuing to expand for our personal, for our families, and for our communities. And that will ripple out. So without further ado, I would love to bring on our featured guest today, Daniela Rodriguez Besosa, all the way from Puerto Rico, an amazing farmer, mother, grassroots activist. This is a woman who, like myself, early on saw, I'm not playing that game, but what game am I going to play? And was going into the world of being, well, you're going to tell us your story, but finding that when we go to do the good work, we start to see some of the limitations in the good work. So Daniela, thank you so much for being here today and all the work that you do and all that you are. And tell us your story. Tell us your financial story of where you were, what you loved about it, what was hard, and what you're finding now and creating. Hola.
Hola. Wow, what a beautiful introduction. Thank you. And thank you for the question, because I was starting to wonder, what can I add to all of
I
this?
can't hear you yet, Daniela, or see you. There we
Really?
go.
Can you see
I
me now?
see you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Somebody give me a thumbs up if you're seeing and hearing her.
Okay, awesome. Cool. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, I'm appreciative of the question, because you basically just said everything that I've been feeling and really, has been alive for me in this journey. So my personal story is that, yeah, I'm an organic farmer, regenerative farmer. Just like you, Christina, I realized from the beginning, like since high school, I realized that the normal system doesn't resonate with me at all. So much of what I was taught and how the world works just does not make sense to me at all. And so I chose a different path. I chose the path of connection with the land and service with the earth, and in terms of like feeding people and producing amazing food. But changing or trying to lead a simple life and trying to lead a different type of life within the system that we're in is definitely self-sacrificing. Like, it comes a point where I actually started thinking that that was it. Like, in order to live off the grid, or in order to live off the land, or in order to be in service of farming and food and people and regenerative agriculture, that means that I also needed to sacrifice a lot of things that other people had in abundance, and I mean, like going out to dinner was impossible, or even traveling, like no way. um Putting my kids in taekwondo class, like things that most people will take for granted, by choosing a simpler life. I had given up a lot on that. And it started settling with me that, that's just not okay, because why should I have to sacrifice it, all of the abundance that I can give my children, just because I want to do things differently? So I was definitely, and I was definitely looking for something. I was definitely researching and searching, because at the same time it was like, wait a second, we're in 2020. This was 2 years ago. We're in 2020, and there's like teenagers becoming millionaires on YouTube, doing silly things and things that don't support the earth and don't matter. How is that even possible? Like, how is it that I have not tapped into online income? And I started really researching all of the things you can do to make money online. And, there's so much, but really a lot of it was just like, either I'm totally not interested because it doesn't align with my values or who I am, and I could never do that. Or it was like really technical and confusing and daunting, and like I needed to get $1,000 in certifications and, whatnot. So finally, by finding this community, by finding this tribe of people who are just like me, first of all, just connecting with this group of people that see the world the way that I see it is huge. And to know that we're all not only working together, but really supporting each other on that journey. And I was talking with a friend just a few minutes ago. We went live together, and I don't really know where else in the world we can literally talk almost every day, at least every week, with people who are at where we're at. So not only are we being inspired by the people who have changed their lives and who have empowered themselves through this model, but we get to learn directly from them. It's not just this like book I'm reading of some famous person who changed their life. It's like, no, it's my friend Christina, it's my friend Mary Beth, it's my friend Sarah. Like, these are my mentors, these are my teacher, these are the people who are telling me exactly what needs to get done in order for me to get where they are. And I really love that. I really appreciate it. And the fact that it's just totally aligned with my values and the way that I know that I'm supposed to show up in this world. I've known for a very long time that I'm here to heal, I'm here to serve. And the amount of service and the amount of difference that I have been able to make in the lives of so many people in a very short amount of time, and on like really part-time hours, has been pretty incredible for me. And just to know that I get paid to be the healthiest, bravest, most creative version of myself is pretty awesome. So yeah. I don't know if I answered your question or if I totally just went on a tangent. I can't hear you. I think you're muted.
Thank you. That was amazing. Yes. And can you, so I love what you're saying about there's so many possibilities nowadays with creating income online. And that's for people who are closely connected to the earth, doing earth work. That was quite a bridge to make, right? From here we are thinking our hands are mostly in the soil and working with plants and water and building materials to now we're going to take a portion of our day to build this online income stream. It was a big stretch for me. I don't know how that was for you, but I think you being younger and you were already tapping into what these other young people were creating, you saw it, and then
Mhm.
it was just about, okay, how do I do it? Being coachable, following the systems, right? Because what we're talking about is leveraged income. We're leveraging
Mhm.
systems that somebody else has already created, partnering with a company where they have already grown the food, processed the food in low temperature dehydration and juicing and already building the soil, packaging, labeling, shipping, distributing, creating the website, just creating all the systems. And all we have to do by partnering is to plug into sharing our story with our network,
Mhm.
being willing to be seen, using social media, leveraging this free platform to share these stories and to connect with other people who are seeking solutions. And so you're amazing at that. You've really expanded in how you're using your own creativity, sharing your story, creating that curiosity, helping people tune in with a frequency of where you're at and what you have, and feeling your energy so that they might say, well, gosh, what is she doing over there? Because I like what I see. It feels good. It feels good to be in the presence of this person. So now I'm open to learning about what you're doing. And that's really all we do, right? Is just create curiosity, share our story, and then ask other people what they're doing. And I love that we get to weave it right into our family life, right into all the other ways that we have threads in our life and our day to day. And that's what makes it work when we have a big vision of what we're creating in our life. This online income has to support the bigger vision. And if we have a family, it has to come in to support the family and to support the family life and really allow us to center the family. So I love that you've been able to create all that and do all that. And can you paint a picture for us of your life without financial limitation? Everything that you're creating and building, can you show us and help us feel what that feels like to be creating that?
Absolutely. And actually, before I do, I wanted to just add upon something that you said, and it's that yes, I can tap into my creativity. I can tap into my message. I can tap into what's important to me. But the beautiful thing is that we all get to tap into our own personal fires. It doesn't look the same for everyone. You literally have full freedom to choose what your message is because it's what's important to you, and use your personal values as your tools to work this business. So, not everyone is going to be talking about regenerative farming, and that's okay. So, the fact that each person can just really use what's important to them to leverage this business model. I feel that's really important to say. And in terms of my dreams and my goals and what I'm building is, I've been able to come back home thanks to this business. I've been able to quit my job. I've been able to upgrade certain aspects of my life, not just my health, but in terms of my finances. I get to watch my boys grow every single millimeter, every single day, and be an active, very present part of their lives. as they pull my hair while I'm on live. um, and yeah, and for me, a huge part of it all has been really to be given back my dreams. I, for a long time, and I think I started saying this earlier, I had settled like, oh, this is it. This is life. This is what it is. And I have to be okay with that. And I was okay with that. And because I was limited in my beliefs of what was possible anymore. So to be given back that ability or this ability to dream big again and realize that there's so much more and there's so much more possibility. And it's just a matter of me deciding and seeing what it is and working towards it, you know? So for me, that means number one, bringing my husband home because he's still out working, grinding. Um, so to bring him home and just, you know, be able to live in our bubble that we've created here on our farm is a top priority for us. We're already, you know, starting to do some of the traveling and all of the fun stuff, but I really want to bring him home. And then I think, well, I don't think, I know that what I envision on a bigger scale for my community is, and this can obviously look different for everyone. This does look different for everyone, but my big community dreams involve supporting local small scale organic farmers here in Puerto Rico, you know, because my island, my country, it's a colony, and we have a lot of issues that stem from colonialism and land grabbing and chemical agriculture. And it's such a small island that I feel that if the people, the conscious people who have regenerative systems in mind, had the financial backing, the independent financial backing to put our resources into programming and you know, different funding for massive change, really, and to put land back in farmers' hands and land back into families' hands. I see it as part of our revolution, you know, and I'm not talking about a political revolution necessarily. It's just, you know, the revolution of bringing families back together and building our lives the way that we deserve to live them, not the way that a 1% is deciding that we're allowed to live. So yeah, that's that, just that, you know, just that, that's my dream.
Just that, I love it. And that's what brings me so much joy to be doing doing this work, is to support you and all the other people who have this same vision, that the more of us who are creating this, the more we are going to see revolution, meaning change, happen in our world. And how perfect that we've partnered with a company who has the exact same mission, who's helping the revolution from an overly toxicified food industry, an overly toxicified agriculture industry, an overly toxicified medical industry, to shift to where more people are eating organic, more people are having sovereign health and being able to meet their own health needs through diet, through superfoods, through herbs, through fruits, through fresh food, supporting more organic and regenerative farmers because more people are divesting, meaning shifting where they're investing their money from the chemical industries into these clean industries. So by partnering with this company, we're literally putting our money where our mouth is. We are supporting the industries that we want, and we're helping to helping other people shift into these industries and helping more people become, you know, aware of their own bodies and aware of how they can find solutions, often where people have not found solutions either in Western medicine, trying to find a diagnosis and could never find one, couldn't find relief with other forms of treatment. And then through detoxifying. So what we do is we help people detoxify in a gentle, safe, and gradual way with superfoods and herbs, and deeply nourish at a cellular level. So 97% of our soils are depleted, meaning most people aren't nourished. Most food doesn't even have the nutrient content that it needs for people to be nourished. So what percentage of people in our world are suffering from cravings and addictions? Most, right? Because people are like always looking for something. They're never satisfied because they're not deeply nourished. So we help people become deeply, deeply nourished, possibly for the first time in their lives. And that was my story. Even though I was eating organic, even though I was growing my own food, something was missing. We have other videos where you can learn more about why these products are so unique and stand apart and have this ability to give, to deeply feed the people in a way that food no longer is. It's pretty crazy to even conceive of. So here this company is helping people deeply nourished, meanwhile helping remove the toxic residue that is an inevitable part of being human in this day and age to varying degrees, and helping people shift their lifestyle, most importantly, to make different choices, ones that are going to create more longevity, more sustainability, more thriving on the daily life, more emotional balance, hormonal balance, mental balance, strength, vitality, all the things. So it's pretty profound and deep work. Purium as a company is a disruptor. And if you're, resonating with Daniela's story and my story, you can see that we're also disruptors and feel a great calling to be part of shaking it up and providing a solution for people who are willing to, open up to other ways and desire a different way of shaping the world that we live in and passing that on. So as you can see, it's really easy for us to partner with a company who has these same values as us. And I want to tell you, as I wrap this up here, exactly how does it work, right? So if you're resonating with what you're hearing here, drop a 9 in the comments. Let us know if this is landing for you and sounding like it's, in alignment with your own personal value system and the solutions you're seeking. And if it is, the next thing that you're going to do is connect with a person who's sharing this with you, this live or the replay, and get all your questions answered. Any last sort of hesitance or skepticism or doubts, just bring it to the table. Take a look at it. It's healthy. It's good to do that. People who this works for are the ones who are willing to look at it all and get your, turn over every rock and get all your questions answered. And then you'll know that this is really something that can work for you and that you can work to make it happen with incredible mentorship, incredible community, world-class coaching, all for free. So the way that it works is you get your first 30-day package of superfoods to have your own personal health transformation. Again, Daniela and I are organic farmers. I didn't personally even think I would notice much from these superfoods. I thought, oh, this is for mainstream people, and I was blown away at how differently I felt literally within days from consuming these superfoods. So you get to have that experience for yourself, no matter what your background. And throughout the 30 days, get to watch transformation happen and then beyond, right? It starts with 30 days. And most people just continue on a lifestyle, and you can modify what you continue on with. So when you get your first 30-day package, you're going to actually get the business for free. So you're going to get your own personal code that you can share with your network through social media, through directly reaching out to people. You're going to learn how to do it in a very conscious and compassionate and kind and effective way that may not be how you've seen other people do it. So definitely pay attention to how it's done. When it's done right, it feels really good to everybody involved. So you get to learn how to share with other people, and when it resonates for them and they choose to make their purchase and use your gift code, you're going to get commissions from that, 20 to 25% on every package. And if they choose to join you as a business partner, you're going to continue to get commissions on the sales that they make and that their people make, and on and on. And that's where we really start to build that residual income, by forming a team, of linking arms with people and saying, let's all grow, let's all learn how to become entrepreneurs or leaders, or particularly become professional network marketers. And so we get to learn as we do. So you're going to learn, you're going to start doing from day one, but you'll learn how to do it as you go. And we get to earn as we learn. So you don't have to wait until you figured it all out to get started. You just start sharing with guidance. We work really closely with you so that it's effective and feels good to people. And you can actually receive up to $3,500 in bonuses for reaching the first 4 milestones within the first 3-4 months. And that's on top of commissions. So there's actually quite a bit of money to be made upfront at the beginning, if that's something that's important to you. If you're like, I'm ready to make my shift in my life financially, and I'm ready to really get into that momentum and launch a new income stream, we've got you. We will help you do that. And as you grow, there's quite a bit of money to be made by sticking with it, staying consistent, staying coachable. Every time there's a growth edge, leaning into the growth edge and expanding who you are as a leader and a person. And it's really an uncapped income stream of where you can take this. So we have multiple 6-figure income earners in the company, top leaders who are doing incredible things, and they all started at the same place. We've all started at the same place, which is, coming onto a call like this and learning and seeing if this is something that feels in alignment for us. And then jumping in and doing it anyway, even if we still feel some like trepidation, like, oh my gosh, is this really going to work? Can I really do it? Will this really be a fit for me? Could I really share myself on social media? Can I really share this with my colleagues and clients? And you're going to learn about how you can do all that in a way that feels really in alignment with your own values and systems. So that's a little bit about how to get started. The prices on our main 3 packages that people generally start with to get going. If you're the kind of person who's like, I'm all in, I'm ready to take this all the way, and I want to go fully for it, you're going to get your ultimate lifestyle transformation package, that 30 days of nutrition and detox, which includes 60 meals of superfoods, plus you're going to get a bundle of fitness products. So if you work out, if you just want more nutrition throughout the day because you're active, you are going to love this package, the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation plus Performance, and that package is $525. That's $17 a day, and that's going to cover a good chunk of your grocery bill. So some people actually find that they save money in their month when they get these superfoods. You're going to also bring in and be eating other kinds of foods, so it will also feel, you're not just eating superfoods, you're eating fresh, whole, local, even meals and snacks. So that's the first pack that people generally get. Our middle pack is called Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation plus Immune, and you get that 30 days of superfoods plus our main immune product, which is really powerful and very desired during these times, as you can imagine. And that package is $364. And our third package that people typically start with is the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation on its own. So that's 30 days of nutrition and detox, 60 superfood meals, just incredible products. Definitely ask to learn more in depth about those. And that package is $329.25, I think. So when you choose which pack resonates for you, you are going to get the business for free. You're going to get all the coaching you could possibly desire. As much as you want to plug in and learn, we're here for you. We'll go and we'll take this as far and as fast as you want to go based on your own goals. And we welcome you. We're always looking for more people to spread this mission of helping shift the world that we currently live in that is not meeting people's needs to a world that is meeting way more people's and all people's needs eventually. So if that's you, get with a person who's sharing this with you to get your questions answered and sign up, and let's get going. We also have an amazing promotion this month to really support people to launch and get into activity and into income and success right away. So it's an amazing time to get started with us, and we're super excited to have you. Thanks everybody for being here today. Thank you, Daniela. I'm so excited to see you grow and bring your husband back and come visit your farm and your family one day. And thank you everybody for being here and your comments in the thread, in the chat. Mwah.